there, hey, and thank you for tuning into this Monday pod of Born to Be a Star. Today is another day and another opportunity for you to recognize your star power. And it's Monday, and it's never an easy day. It's typically a long day that we want to end, but I got out of work early today, so it was a great day for me. Hopefully the same thing will happen tomorrow. Fingers crossed. Please let it happen. It doesn't happen often, and I'm taking advantage of it while I can. It was a great weekend. Had to do a lot of things. Went to the hair salon, got a lot of errands done. Typical things I can't do while I'm at work because I sold my time for money. You know how this, corporate dream works where you need a salary to survive. Yes. Anyways, today is another day and another opportunity for you to recognize your star power by looking in the mirror and reflecting on where you've been and where you're going to next on your stardom journey. And we all have a stardom journey. We all have a start. And maybe we all have an ending, right? You don't want to work forever, right? Who wants to work forever? The idea of working forever is kind of like a nightmare to me. I don't want to be like 70 at a job. Like that is bizarre to me. That's why you need to plan effectively. But every day gives you the opportunity for you to look in the mirror and learn to love your reflection. And at the beginning and the start of that, that's not easy. It might be difficult for you to look in the mirror and love your reflection. It might be hard for you to accept who you are or who you're becoming. That might not necessarily be easy. But we're doing our best to love what we're seeing, right? Moving on from the idea of, growing with our reflection and loving our reflection is the idea of starting off our days by saying to ourselves, yes, we can. So we can start the day off by saying, I'm going to have a good day. And if you project the positivity at the beginning of the day when you open your eyes and brush your teeth and wash your face and take a shower and you put your deodorant on, then that should lead the rest of your day in a happy way, right? When you're looking in the mirror, when you're brushing your teeth, maybe you'll sing to yourself, I'm going to have a happy day. Whatever your regimen and whatever you do every day. Maybe you're lucky enough to not have to go to work anymore and you're retired and you don't have to. Maybe you're a college student and you're not going to work, but you're going to class. Wherever you're going, whatever you're doing, if you're on vacation, if you're not on vacation, if it's just an ordinary day, we should be looking for ways, or you work for yourself, or you're a podcaster, or you're living the dream of owning your own business with no manager except for yourself. Whatever the case may be, you're looking in the mirror and you're reflecting on, yes, I can. Try something new. Do something different. Change my favorite color. I can decide I want to do a different hairstyle. I can decide that I want to move out of my apartment and finally get a house. I'm tired of the inflation rate, so maybe I want to get rid of the hunk of junk and the lemon in the garage and I want to get something newer. Maybe you finally want to do over the deck in the backyard. You should be saying to yourself, yes, you can. Maybe you should be saying to yourself, yes, you can, about starting to date or making new friends or going on that vacation you keep talking about, or switching your career up because you're miserable and you hate what you do and you want to like what you do. You're never going to love what you do, and if you do, I don't know if that's good. But whatever the case may be, whether you're changing your job, changing your major at school, deciding you want a new roommate, or deciding that you want to change the show that you're going to watch on Netflix to something different, you should be saying to yourself, yes, I can. Following the idea of yes, you can is not that one. It's never give up. And today I'm reminded of the 13 men and women taken in a horrible situation that we're going to discuss on No Media Allowed. And this is part of the headlines. And I just want to take a moment to give you this as something to think about. When I'm forced to remember the fact that we lost 13 men and women for basically no reason, I'm reminded that we can't give up. I'm reminded of John Cena's messaging and his resilience in the difficult times in difficult places. There's no way to say anything that makes any of that better. But when I think of the idea and the mantra of never give up, I'm reminded that we cannot give up, even in the eye of the storm, even in those most horrible situations where someone's life has been taken. We still have to find the light in the darkness, even in the eye of the storm with death and loss. Right? How can you love yourself or anyone else and be willing to give up on them, be willing to give into fear and chaos and negativity and doubt, and just allow life to completely consume you in the darkness and not be willing to fight and persevere through the difficulty? There's no way to bring them back, but we can remember them. There's no way to, stop what occurred, but we can atone for that. And we can make sure that that does not happen again. Never giving up is fighting for yourself and others that you love and care about. Understanding that there is no off button. There is no. It's fighting. I dare you to never give up on me, and I won't ever give up on you. That's the idea of that saying. Following the idea of never give up finally is why not today, because indecisiveness and procrastination isn't going to help you with anything. Get things done when you have the available time to do them, right? Your car is making weird noise. Go get it checked out, right? Something's up with your tooth. Maybe you need to make an emergency appointment with the dentist so you can see what the hell that is. Maybe you want to change your major and school just started. Why are you waiting forever to do that? If it's been like 3 weeks and you still haven't gotten that dishwasher fixed, well, damn, I don't know what the hell is wrong with you at this point, but you are waiting way too long for that. Things are going to break, and if we don't spend the time to fix them, then they're never going to get fixed. If you're in a book club or you're reading or you're writing or you're doing whatever you're doing, if you don't spend the time and invest, the time to fix it, then how are you going to get it done? How can we continue to put off today for tomorrow and continuously say we're going to get to it at some point? When's that point? When are we going to get to it? Now, I've fallen victim to I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it later. I'll get to this at this point. Da-da-da-da. But do I actually get to it at that point? Sometimes, but sometimes I don't. If it's something with an errand or buying something or a card or something with my job or just ordinary things, right? Even podcasting. And I do this every day. So I've organized my life so I give the time available to do the podcast, whether it's at, granted it's after I get out of work, because I don't do it before because I want to give you the actual headlines and the actual news. If you don't get things done and you don't organize correctly, you'll never get it done. That's the idea, right? We're not putting off the day for tomorrow because the aliens are going to be hungry. They're going to want breakfast, lunch, or dinner. And don't we want to get everything done before, the invasion of the body snatchers happens? And I use that as an example all the time. But it's because it's the one thing that I can give you that have real context for reality. Like the idea that like a alien being would take over our form is something that we could basically imagine in our minds, right? Don't put off the day for tomorrow. We can't buy time. There's no click remote. This is not an Adam Sandler comedy movie. It's reality. And when we continue to push things off and we don't do them, they never get done. That leads me into the next part of my conversation with some of these headlines with no media allowed, no media allowed, no media allowed, because they lie to us anyway. So, like I was just saying on the mantra, one of the mantras of why not today, the politicians in the United States of America never get anything done. Are we really going to pass some shitty bill to hold the Congress together until January, where Chuck Schumer tries to pass some ridiculous omnibus bill with a bunch of shit and a bunch of verbiage in it that does not make any sense and try to hide what he's doing like he did the last time? Are we really going to do that? How much more money are we going to give to Ukraine? They lost. It's over now. At this point, they're losers. I hate to tell you that, but it's the truth. I am anti-Ukraine. Let me say it again. Anti-Ukraine. When Americans are suffering, and that's not our fucking problem. I don't know how many times I have to say that. I don't live in Ukraine. I don't really feel bad about the people of that country because you elected in somebody like your leader who has people coming in from the United States of America visiting him like they're at a Hollywood set. That's what that reads to me. And that's kind of sad and kind of pathetic, honestly. But okay. How long are we going to continue to pay for shit that doesn't make any sense here? Like, I'm tired of hearing about these illegal aliens that need help and how we need all these workers in America. But here's the facts, Chuck Schumer, and all you other fucking morons that are Democrats. There's more unemployed than employed people in the United States of America because the numbers came in for the jobs and they weren't where you said they were. So how the fuck does that work? And the only people that are getting employed are people in the government. So you're making more government jobs, but you're not making more normal jobs in the private sector. And you want to sink your teeth into everything to control all of it. So here's my philosophy. They are going against our mantra of why not today, and they are pushing off everything, assuming we're going to forget or we're not going to care. And we can't give them that. We have to remove them one by one. We missed our opportunity to get rid of Rashida Pareed or whatever the fuck her name is. We missed our opportunity to get rid of her, but we did get rid of Jamal Bowman and the other freak. So let's just continue to get rid of the progressive squad, and let's just knock them out one by one, as many as we can, because we have to start again. It looks like there was someone else helping the guy that attempted to kill Donald Trump, and it looks like the FBI is hiding things. Today, Diane Bongino had a conversation with multiple politicians who are working on a task to figure out exactly what happened on that day where Donald Trump was almost assassinated. Turns out that the family members of the would-be assassinator don't really take part in the town, and no one knows them in their neighborhood. Some very weird shit's going on. This kind of reminds me of that Tennessee thing where they wouldn't give us any information about the person, but we all could have guessed what it was. This got the same vibe to it, if you ask me. Why do we have to pretend like he wasn't shot at and the Secret Service didn't fail? Because that's the most important part here. They get billions of dollars to do their job incorrectly because they want to overuse DEI and sexuality as a reason to not get the correct people in those positions. Jobs should be based off merit, skill set, and education. And if it's not, this is a problem. Which leads me to the next part of the conversation. We got some good news coming into Monday from the weekend. JFK has endorsed Donald Trump for presidency, and he's come over to the other side from the Democratic side. Do you understand that a Kennedy has left the Democratic Party and decided to run behind Donald Trump? And I'm hoping to God that when Donald Trump's getting into office, he gives JFK something important to do, because I really do think that he is a commendable man. I was really hoping he was going to stay on the docket, but at this point, I'm happy with the decision that he did make. I think that his opinions might not be liked, and maybe a lot of people have a lot of concerns, but I think that it is going to help Donald Trump that he is not still running, and I'm hoping that we can bring more people to the fold. This presidency is about one thing: saving America. And that's it. Kamala Harris isn't trying to save America. She's trying to put it in more debt and hurt it even more by sucking up to China, pretending rapists don't rape, and pretending like illegal aliens aren't illegal. Okay, how does that work? Her policies are insane, which is why she hasn't done an interview yet. And it's been, guess what? 37 days. We're talking basically 40 days with her not doing one goddamn interview. But okay. The more we allow this insanity, the more it's going to continue. How can we go weeks and days and minutes and hours, right, without hearing her. She's running for the presidency of the United States of America. And we're willing to deny reality and act like she's not a far leftist lunatic, further left than Bernie Sanders, because she is. She is. She's further than Elizabeth Warren, who's pretty fucking crazy too. She didn't have anything to run on. She's reneging on everything that she originally ran on. Remember when she was anti-gas, anti-basically anything normal, and then she just came out and said she wants to do like taxes on your gains for some shit you didn't get yet, and then she is going to charge some ridiculous fee for the grocery stores, which only do a 1%. And she just said that. I mean, you've got Scorsese going on a podcast saying that he doesn't think Kamala should speak. And I think that as a voter in the United States, as someone who is basically a part of this entire experiment of freedom in the United States, shouldn't you want to know what the other person running against Donald Trump is running with? Because Joe Biden ran an entire campaign in a basement during COVID, and COVID's over, so she can't do that. But she's attempting to do that. Why can't we call her out? The latest thing that this bitch wants to do is she wants an open mic. Does she want an open mic because she's scared that everybody's going to see that she can't do a debate once it starts? Because that's exactly what we learned from Joe Biden. He was talking all this bullshit. He spent fucking 14 days practicing for this debate, and none of that helped him. So, how's this going to work for them? I don't know, but I'm entertained to see. Like, I literally can't wait to see this failure happen in front of me, and I'm super excited about it, because we've basically been waiting like 40, 50 days to watch Kamala Harris burn in front of us like a dumpster fire. She can't talk. She can't debate. She can't explain anything. She's running on a bunch of far leftist lunatic shit. And when she was running for presidency against Joe Biden and all the other people that were running for president back in 2019, she said some insane shit. And she got taken to the edge with other people in the debate. Then she went up against Mike Pence and she said, excuse me, I'm speaking. But I don't really think that's going to work with Trump. But okay. Basically, the headlines are, they've got nothing and we've got everything. Because we've got America and they have China. Think about it. Just thought. How long can she lie about what she's actually running on? Because she's anti-gas, anti-American, anti-family, anti-anything. And she's pro-insanity. And we see it. I think the best bet for Donald Trump is to let RFK get on the stage with him like everybody else and let him talk. And talk with him. And bring him everywhere. Just like J.D. Vance. Just like Tim Scott. Just like a bunch of others that have been used that ran against him. Bring him on board. Give him a responsibility. Get him involved. Let's wipe the floor with her. Right? It's time to stop the nice shit. He should be attacking her in every way. The only thing Donald Trump needs to do to attack Kamala Harris is just replay the videos of her talking. Right? Because she can't run away from them. And she cannot say that Joe Biden's the president by himself. And we can see the video type of her laughing at the idea that those 13 men and women just died in Afghanistan. She's laughing, saying, one person at a time. No, bitch, that wasn't funny. Right? Why Joe Biden's looking at his phone, why there's caskets of dead bodies. Because they fucked up. Right? They did that fuck up. No one else did. They did. And she had something to do with it because she was in the room with him. So, I don't want to hear how she's trying to disconnect herself from him because she can't do it. Now, she might have been able to pull off a Swiftie with that 4-day nightmare at the DNC last week where they belligerently lied to us and told us that Taylor Swift or Beyonce was going to show up. They only did that shit for ratings. Okay. I watched maybe 5 minutes a night of that boring crap, and it was a total crap show. We know that. But it was embarrassing. They have nothing to run on, and they're pathetic. And it's easier for us to admit that. It's over. I've been saying that. It's really over. Does America want an autocratic country? Because if you do, then you're going to vote for Kamala Harris. And then don't complain about shit after they win. Because they've been in office for 3.5 years and everything costs like 50% more than it did before. Remember when gas was like $1.40? Remember when buying your first time home was affordable because it was at a rate of like 3%? Even lower than that. Remember when budgeting was simple? There was actually dollar menus and everything was affordable. Going to the grocery store wasn't like going to like your bet master, right? It wasn't like that. Everything was normal, affordable, livable, and enjoyable. That's what the Trump presidency brought. And also the rest of the world was scared of him. And the reason it worked is because they never knew what the fuck he was thinking. And that works with bad guys. You know what doesn't work with them? Acquiescing to their bullshit. Like, why are we giving any money to Ukraine? Why do we continue to act like we're okay with this nonsense? I don't get it, but okay. If you want an autocratic country, then you're just going to vote for Kamala Harris just like you voted for Biden. I can honestly tell you, I voted for Trump twice and I'm never going back. Like I say all the time, I went from independent to unaffiliated to Republican. I was never Democratic, but they put me on some stupid ass Democratic list. I don't understand that, but okay. If I did that, imagine what other people that have similar ideas like I do will end up doing. Last week we witnessed a crap show. I mean, it was every day of a bunch of loud people yelling and screaming, pointing out how great Kamala Harris was. But when I look at California, you know what I see? A shit show. So what was she great at? Gavin Newsom's lying about the fact that they didn't give him what he wanted. And they're keeping her there because she's a DEI hire. She fits the cap. Black, Indian, woman. That's all. She's got the checks, but she doesn't have the brains. She doesn't have the wit, and she doesn't have the tenacity, right, to be a leader. It's not about Republican or Democrat. It's about American, and that's what she doesn't understand. She can't go back on her words about gas and oil and electric cars and the border. Now she wants to care about the border. Now she's going to be tough on the border. She's going to try to use examples for her time while she was in a higher office in California. Everything that she did basically shows that she's more left than Yi in China. So I wonder how the fuck that's going to work. She's an authoritarian. And if you like that, if you want the government to control everything you do, we already live in China. They're just disguising it, pretending like it's not. Do you understand that they went after Donald Trump to the point where they were making shit up about him and we all knew it? We all watched it. And no one said anything about it. To the point where someone really did shoot that man and try to kill him in plain sight. And everybody that was sitting on the couch watching it saw it. And I definitely saw it. And the first thing my husband said to me is they just tried to kill